Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. These words attributed to Benjamin Franklin are actually the title of a book he wrote in 1855 extolling the virtues of early rising. I don't think Mr. Franklin had any idea the significance his words would have today. My name is Robert McKay, and I'm going to talk to you about how observing year-round daylight savings time would be beneficial due to the increased personal safety and enhanced quality of life, while eliminating many of the negative factors associated with the time change. First, I'm going to tell you how daylight is a safer time to be on the road, how it can reduce your chances of becoming a crime victim, and how it can leave you more free time to do the things you want to do. Finally, I'm going to talk to you about some of the negative factors associated with the daylight savings time change. Daytime is a safer time to drive. Sullivan and Flanagan demonstrated in 2001 twice as many fatal accidents occurred in the dark as in the light. And U.S. studies by Ferguson and others from 1995 found more accidents occurred going from dusk to dark than coming from dark to dawn. I looked at information data from the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration for 2009, the most current year I could get. I grouped my injuries into degree of severity by none to not serious and serious to fatal. I then only looked at the 2 4-hour periods from 5 to 9 a.m. and 4 to 8 p.m. I did that to correspond with morning and evening commuter traffic as well as sunrise and sunsets. What I found for 76,309 accidents in 2009, 8,417 or 11% occurred during the 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. period, where 17,888 or 23% occurred during the 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. period. Clearly, twice as many accidents happened during the evening 4 hours as in the morning 4 hours, and nearly 1/4 of all accidents in any 24-hour period are going to happen in this 4-hour evening commute. UK studies have shown that injuries are less severe to pedestrians in the daylight. The same study predicted that a 7% reduction in pedestrian injury with a year-round daylight savings time. U.S. studies corroborate that more daylight at the end of the day means less crashes. A landmark U.S. study of 28 years of crash data by Sood and Gush from 2007 showed that while daylight savings time had no real short-term effect, long-term, it had an 11% reduction in pedestrian and a 10% reduction in vehicular accidents. Less hours of darkness lessen your chance of being a crime victim. Well, Felsen and Poulsen showed in 2003 that more than 2/3 of violent crimes occurred between the hours of 5 p.m. and 5 a.m. Nationwide, as much as a 13% drop in crime has been shown to occur in some areas during daylight savings time. And the Dutch, when studying commercial robberies, found the majority occurred during the dark nights of winter. Daylight savings time can improve your quality of life. Well, in 2009, the Australian Tourism Board queried businesses concerning daylight savings time's impact. Many of the respondents felt that it allowed more free time after work, more time to get things done, and because the patrons tended to stay longer, they tended to spend more money. Problems have been associated with the changeover, however. The problems are an increase in completed suicides by Australian men have been reported for weeks following the end of daylight savings time. And likewise, U.S. hospitals have reported an increase of myocardial infarcts for a few days following the onset of daylight savings time. This has been directly related to stress and sleep deprivation. Barnes and Wagner in 2009, in studying workplace injuries, found a 6% increase in accidents in the workplace on the Monday following our annual Spring Ahead. These workers also reported 40 minutes less sleep at night. I think that you can now see that the observance of daylight savings time can be shown to save lives, reduce crime, and enhance our quality of life by giving us more free time. While the changeover to and from it can cause stress, health risks, and even physical injury. Through the observance of year-round daylight savings time, we would be able to extend the benefits that we gain from living our lives in the sunshine and move away from the confusion and stress of continually having to reset our clocks and our circadian rhythms. With a year-round daylight savings time, we might just be able to keep our health, keep our wealth, and maybe even prove to be a little wiser. I now would like to, if there's any questions, I'd like to answer.
Have there been any studies of how daylight savings time might affect school testing?
Well, actually, yes. Two researchers, Gasky and Sagarin in 2011, discovered that the SAT scores of high school students in Indiana suffered an average loss of 16 points for a few weeks after changing to daylight savings time. So that might be a reason not to be setting our clocks twice a year.
Is there any kind of economic or market backlash to the change in and out of daylight savings time?
Well, in 2000, Kamstra, Kramer, and Levi presented evidence of what they called sleep desynchronisis. And they felt that this condition, which was associated with the time change in and out of daylight savings time, could contribute to as much as a one-day loss of $31 billion on the various stock exchange. However, further studies have been published that have actually cast some doubt on that, and it's not sure whether it's more of a seasonal factor, socioeconomic. Anyway, this is a subject that probably needs further study. So, if I have no further questions, I thank you all for coming today, and thank you very much.